So this week's DevBlog is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to cover a lot of the stuff that I'm doing on the back end at this point and what I've basically been working on for the last week. What you've got in front of you here is the pseudocode that I wrote for the side check array, which the side check array is literally, hey, I'm going to check each side and determine what this cube does based off of what that side is. I'm going to go over a little bit of detail. It's not a whole ton of this because this is again just pseudocode at this point. First thing first is discovering, how many different pieces I'm expecting to have overall. So I have to basically have 84 different cases effectively. This basically explains, hey, what do I need for the logic? Then goes into what is going to be a circuit check procedure, which is check. This is basically the win con. You have to complete the circuits to finish the stage, and this is how it's trying to determine what that, or if the circuit itself is solved. That being said, this is most of the logic therein. This is only covering the blue and red colors, and basically checking, hey, does blue go from the power base all the way through? Does it meet up with something that is red? If it does, change it to purple. And if it's red, it meets up with something blue. Well, okay, we need to convert this accordingly. This is all just the pseudocode to make this work. Like some of this is kind of coded, like this part here is roughly coded. I know it's nested if-then statements, which not the greatest practice in the world, but when you are literally dealing with something that is strictly logic, sometimes it's, hey, if this, check this, okay, then check this, then check this. If this were physical circuits, like this is stupidly easy to handle within like real world circuitry. It's, does the connection flow? Do you have a full circuit? Yes, no, okay, continue. So that's that part. In addition to that, spent some time doing level design. This is basically, here's how it should start. Actually, it's not a great example. This is how it should start. This is the solution. This is how it starts. This is the solution. This is how it starts. This is the solution. I've had to also make a cube key here for specific items because these don't translate well into 2D to explain where I'm at. Like you can have a red power space like in this spot here, which that's on the ground, that's on the 0 level. But if you have a movable red power cube like on this one, I'll just load that real quick. I'm using this instead to basically say this is at a level 1. But it is a movable power cube. So this can go like here and here and here, whatnot. Can also cover this space. The gray here is just to exemplify, this is a level 1 cube. It is currently powered because that's how it works. This cube here, specifically the split cube, is actually this cube here. That's just an unfolded version. The point to this being that the circuit would follow from here, and then this part connects right to that, so it basically goes like this. So you could have power coming in this direction, power going out that direction, and it could be blue, and then the power here could be red, and they don't interfere. And then I'm just using this as the current symbol for it. Green will later be used for teleportation spaces. but that will be marked by a green spot here, green spot here, green spot here, green spot here, and that will denote that is a teleportation location. But that is a future puzzle piece for use in this. I've not gotten to the point of even working on the pseudocode for that yet. That's more tomorrow. I was starting to do like actively showing how to actually do the solution, and I realized it's just going to be easier for me just to say, hey, here's one possible solution. I'm trying to decide in these so that there's only one solution per piece, but it's inevitable that I will probably design something where there's more than one possible solution. That's why I'm trying to do the circuit check thing, as opposed to having it just try to say, hey, if the cubes, if this is the current state at the end, which would actually be easier for me to code, instead of saying, hey, if all the cubes are in this current state at the end, it is completed and that is your stage solution. I would rather do it that it actually checks to see if the circuits are complete and go from there. The other thing with the pseudocode that I did at this point is it is not restricting it to the 5x5 square, which is what I'm programming in at the moment and using as the baseline. I might do some smaller stages that are 3x3. I might do some stages that are like 3x7. The only caveat on all those is the rotation of the camera, which I fortunately thought of ahead of time, and that rotates on an empty, and then all the cameras are children to that empty. So the empty part rotates when you rotate the camera, causing the entire thing to spin around the playfield. That is not a piece that I've implemented yet, but that's not going to be hard because it's just basically, hey, rotate it 90 degrees, but do it gradually. So it's an animation. It's not that hard. But that is a quick update to what I've done over the last couple of weeks. I've also written some music for this specifically. Some of it you've heard before. My problem right now with composing music is I have a class that I have to compose music strictly for that class, and I can't use the music that I make for that class for this project. It's just a limitation that instructor has placed. I think it's completely fair. I should not be able to use, the same homework for two separate classes. It just doesn't work that way. But that is my update as to where this is going right now. There hasn't really been anything added into the code. That is my task for this week, probably Wednesday. Hopefully I will have something to show that shows that the pseudocode that I showed you earlier does work. But that's what I've been doing at this point, and that's your update for Circuit Solver. If you are enjoying this and wanting to keep track of us, please like, share, and subscribe. Peace.